Welcome back, everybody, for day two review of fourth Test match between India and England. It was a proper Test cricket day. To talk about all, we have Anil Jain back into the show. Welcome back, Anil.
Hi, Suman.
First things first, Anil. Why don't you walk us through about how do you think the day two went? And India seems in complete control. So walk our viewers through.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a lovely day of cricket. You had a good fight between the bat and ball. Rohit Sharma was playing really well. He was respecting the ball, respecting the bowler. England didn't give away anything. They were bowling line and length, Stokes and Anderson. They were really great. The first two sessions, and as the series has been gone, England lost somewhere. That was the third session, and that's where. The ball started becoming it became old and it became easier to play, and that's where Sundar and Pant took away the game from England. And it's been the problem for England. If you look at the last test match also, they were 70 for 2 and they got all out for 112. One bad session for them, and then that takes away the entire game from them. At around 144 for 6, you would think that England should have gone ahead and should have killed the Indian batting lineup. They would definitely have an upper hand. But now it looks like it's almost gone from England's hand. Rohit Sharma, he batted really well. This is a complete different test batsman or a different player we are seeing. He respects the bowler. I think if he would have if he would have touched 50, it would have been his slowest 15 test match. He's showing consistency. He's respecting the bowler. Something that I think he has learned in the last couple of years. No matter what the situation is, just respect the bowler the first 10 overs, and I think after that the game becomes easier. But again, he got out from a wonderful delivery from Ben Stokes, an in-swinging delivery. So that was great. Disappointment with how Pujara, Kohli got out. Again, Rahane, trying to play the offside line. Again, a poke again and again. That kind of a shot from Rahane is something that really hurts for players, for fans. He keeps getting out of these pokes outside. And then you saw something that we are not used to, seeing a sixth and seventh position batsman and taking the entire game away from the opposition. Sundar and Pant, they didn't look like they're nervous. It looked like the complete, they're in complete command of the game. It didn't look like that India is in a sticky position as such. And that happened, and then England's bowling changes. That was baffling, I would say, because I think post lunch they should have started with Jack Leach, but they went with Dominic Bess, and then you had again post tea also should have been Anderson and Stokes, or with Leach, but that didn't happen. And then Dominic Bess also wasn't in the prime form. England made a mistake of not going. They thought it's going to be a turning track, but they missed seamer. If it would have been very nice if Chris Woakes would have been there, but again the whole rotation policy is there instead of Daniel Lawrence. So they would have a seamer, they would have a batsman, and I think that's why England has lost the plot here. Just to say what should happen in the next day. Ideally, India should at least bat for 1 hour. No matter how many runs you scored, just deflate the England bowling attack. If England even get some spices in the first hour of the play and they get a couple of these wickets, then England is right back in the game. If the pitch is still good to bat and they have the capability, so even if they score 250, 270 odd runs in the second innings, it would be an interesting chase for India there.
Yeah, it's definitely is in the balance, but India has an upper hand. Are you concerned with Virat Kohli scores? Because if you look at his last five, 72, 62, 27 and duck. Any concerns, or is it just too good a player and let him continue with the space?
He's too good of a batsman, and these scores, if any other batsman would have been, it would look like he's in a good form. And he's definitely in a good form. It doesn't look like he's having a purple patch. I think this was just a good delivery from Stokes, and he was just being a little tentative in the start. I think that's about it. And we expect Kohli to score century every second game. Yeah, so that's not happening. So that's why it looks like he's out of form. But I think his strokes making in the 70 to 62 are really great. So I'm not that concerned. I'm concerned about Pujara and Rahane. They look really tentative about their shot selection. The way Pujara is getting out against Leach. Can't say out of form because Pujara had a wonderful series in Australia. So did Rahane. But yeah, just the way they are getting out is kind of concerning.
3 sessions, England felt that they were coming back into the game, and once Rohit Sharma got out, I went back to bed thinking, okay, it will be a long day. But then
Correct.
I woke up and saw one session completely changed the complexion of the game. What did you think of that partnership between Rishabh Pant and Washington Sundar?
Like so, like usually what you thought, even I thought the same thing. Even I came back to work and started working, but then I saw the way Sundar was punching the ball. His cover drives and all, and I'm thinking, hold on, that doesn't look like the old Indian side, which is gonna wind up in the next couple of overs. They look like complete, the batsmen who are in complete form. And Sundar doesn't look like a batsman who's going to be at seventh position. Very, very soon, I think we can see him on the top six positions to bat. Nothing defines the series for England. The ball, the reverse sweep that Pant hit against Anderson, that explains how the series has gone for England. The reverse sweep against Anderson, one of the best test bowlers we have right now.
England the credit. I think the first two sessions they were very disciplined,
Correct.
and Stokes surprised me because I was not that confident about his bowling capabilities, but he was getting consistent swing, reverse swing, gave good support to Jimmy Anderson. Dombes was a disappointment, but I think England have themselves to blame. Like you said, pitches playing out really well. It still scored runs.
Yeah.
The game is in balance. Anything can happen tomorrow morning, and Sundar is on 60 not out, if I'm not wrong.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
600, it will be really deserving one. Yeah.
I mean, his dad is going to be upset if he doesn't convert the 16 to a century, and we also would like to see, a century from him. Definitely, I mean, India is on an upper side, and England did really bowl well. But again, Stokes is not a bowler who bowls 20-25 overs in a Test match. You could see that he is getting tired. His shoulders started giving up. And it was 38 degrees in Ahmedabad. So the first two sessions, the way they bowled was really, really good. So like I said, they have these couple of good sessions, but then one session where they go horribly wrong, and that takes away the entire match for them.
Muthu mentions the same thing. He says, I felt after tea, England missed a trick by starting with Bess and Root. They should have bowled Anderson. Karan Mehta and Sujay called it way before the day start that it's important to wear out England bowlers. Indian batsmen shouldn't get complacent. And I know it is early, but do you think England has a chance to come back and win this, or is it a draw or India win?
I mean, I would definitely say that there's a chance, but the chance, if I have to put it in a percentage, it's a single digit. More chances of a draw maybe, but England winning from here looks really difficult.
Rishabh Pant, who gave a fully recharged Friday for people. How is last 90 days in world of cricket been? Last 10 innings, which is in 2021, he scored 515 runs. Highest run scorer for India in test matches in 2021 so far. Rohit Sharma and Pujara are next. And then his highest yesterday, 101, and his strike rate of 76. What did you think of his innings today?
I mean, it was wonderful, complete control of his innings. It's not just some innings where he just plays his shots and, get beaten for a few deliveries. He was in complete control. And then after his 50, he just took away the game from England's side. The way he thrashed Anderson, the way he thrashed Stokes, any bowler would be defeated, no matter how good you are. The reverse strokes against Anderson, the first ball, after the new ball has been taken, he comes down the track and then hit over the mid-on, and that's brilliant, right? I mean, that proves what kind of a mindset he has, how comfortable he is right now in his own strengths. For the T20, for the entire ODI series in Australia, he was on bench. And suddenly he gets called on for test match, and they're just trying to see if it works or not, the first test match. And after that, he hasn't looked back, and now nobody can doubt him. I think those numbers are just small right now. They're going to become much, much more bigger as day progress.
If you look at Akash, he's looking at, of course, gem of an innings from Pant. Is this the end of road for Ridhim and Saha?
Yeah, only if Rishabh Pant has any kind of injury, and I think the Indian team won't be looking at Saha anymore. Given his age also right now.
He's a great find. He gives Virender Sehwag kind of a feeling watching cricket matches. Rishabh Pant. Again, couple of comments from social. Sandeep Jaiswal says, he's a fine commentator behind the stumps too. Adds a lot of energy to the whole setup. Sanjay Dubey says, I would just keep him in the team for his commentary. Everything else is bonus.
And definitely, I mean, the way he cheered up everyone, and I mean, he's not just saying commentary about things. He also advised, and you could see. I think it was Jack Rawley where the ball before he got out. He said that somebody's getting angry, and the next ball Jack Rawley comes down the track and try to hit Akshar Patel, and he gets out. It's not just random commentary that he gives. I think he makes a lot of sense. Also, gives a lot of guidance to the bowlers also.
Yeah, he's going to be a fantastic addition, all three formats. And people are starting to compare him with Adam Gilchrist, and no wonder why. Because the only keeper outside of Gilchrist who got hundreds in England, Australia, and in India is Rishabh Pant. Lot of appreciation coming his way. Saurav Ganguly saying how good is he, Suresh Raina, Mike Atherton, Nasser Hussain. I think globally people are starting to recognize the value of Rishabh Pant, and especially there was a tweet from Gilchrist recently. It says it's not just about how many runs you get, but also when you get them, and if you can somehow sink first and second when the team needs, then you're a true match winner.
Most definitely. I mean, the way he played around, you would think that England has a chance, but he didn't even give a whiff of it to them. Complete control, and I think Joe Root would knew that if he doesn't get Pant, and then they are in serious trouble, and look like that happened, right? Yeah, I mean, comparing with Gilchrist is too early, but definitely he's on the right track right now.
Awesome. So day two, again, a great test cricket day. I'm looking forward for day three because one, it is Saturday, and two, also hopefully that will derive the result out of this test match. Thanks very much, Anil, again, as usual, for your expert insights into the day. We really appreciate you taking time. And viewers who are watching, please do drop us a comment and tell us about what else would you like to see on our shows. We'll continue to come back to you and produce the daily results. Until then, stay safe and see you next time. Thanks, Anil.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.